Hello and welcome to a special edition. Why is it special? Of Entertainment Extra with Joe Crawford on Remix TV, because yay, we hit 10. We've hit the number 10 mark. We're two handfuls. That's right, and you can hit $10,000. Love my little segue. I love it. Anyways, how you can do that is, first of all, you can win $500 by inviting all your friends to RemixTV.com. The more friends you invite, the more chance you have to win $500 each month of the contest. And then the last month of the contest, this is where it comes in, $10,000, all for you out there in the internet. While you're watching this, invite your friends. You love the show. I love the show. I'm doing the show just for you and all your friends on RemixTV.com. Joining us this show, I have to say that you don't want the kids around for this one. The teenagers are okay because they can listen to this, but we have to just say it's a little bit with language, sexual, no nudity, but some descriptions may offend, so just a heads up. But we don't want to offend anybody. It was all in fun and all in great taste. But joining us, Dangerous Lee. She's an HIV/AIDS consultant, and she works with the prevention organization there in Michigan. And Dangerous Lee will be joining us, telling us about her book, Keep Your Panties Up and Your Skirt Down. 6 erotic tales of safe sex so you can protect yourself for AIDS, HIV. This month is National HIV/AIDS Awareness Month, and especially we wanted to be aware of the African Americans across the United States because they are at the highest level rate of having HIV and AIDS. And if you do have HIV or AIDS, we talk about how it's not the end of the world. There is help for you, and you can live a happy and normal life. The Queen, Elizabeth, she is celebrating 60 years since she was hired for the job. Her Majesty is famous for keeping her opinions to herself, but we'll never know if she prefers the Beatles or the Rolling Stones. My Queen wave. And talking about the Beatles, I don't want to jinx it, but you're going to hear it here first here. But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, things are going well and looking good so far. But we may have one of the Beatles, I won't say who, but there's only 2 left. But one of the Beatles on the Entertainment Extra with Joe Crawford on Remix TV. You can send in your questions when we find out more information. It's going to be amazing. I guarantee you that. Upcoming shows we have is going to be Christina Aguilera later on in the year, Jason McCoy, country singer. We got some good names all for you here on Remix TV. According to a study by Virginia Tech Research Institute, attending meetings, believe it or not, can make you stupid. I'm not making this up. People who regularly attend business meetings experience a lowering of the IQ. They were very annoyed yesterday when I mentioned the study in hour 6 of the meeting. You know what? This show, we have a lot of fun. I do all the preparation, and I don't want to become stupid because we wanted to have a lot of fun and be smart up here. That's why I have no business meetings whatsoever. Now, we talked with Dr. Mark, and we talked about cholesterol and weight gaining and weight loss, and it's true that a lot of people are eating more salt. A study released this week shows bread is a major source of salt. You can buy bread with reduced salt, but it probably tastes like a ceiling tile. I love bread. I love the carbs. That's my problem. Dr. Davis, back a couple shows ago, he was talking about a low-carb diet. Yeah, you know what? I'm Italian, spaghetti, meatballs, what can I say? Our favorite Hollywood train wreck here on Remix TV, Gary Busey. He was on Celebrity Apprentice. He's declared bankruptcy. He owes more than $500,000. Gary says he can't pay. I guess it takes big money to look that ugly. You ever see his hair? Oh, worse than Donald Trump's hair, that's for sure. A teenager who lost his iPod in upstate New York was delighted when it was returned by a postal worker who found it in Puerto Rico. Joe DeSotel said he lost his iPod while attending an all-state music competition in Rochester, New York, and he thought he would never see it again. How great a story is this? But a few weeks later, he received a call from postal worker Victor Courier. He said the iPod fell out of a package in a post office sorting bin in Puerto Rico. He charged it and got her son's information from the device. He received the iPod in the mail a few days later. See that? There's still some honest people out there. How awesome is that? And last but not least, a marital spat that began when a man didn't wish his wife a happy birthday and then escalated into a domestic violence charge resulted in an unusual judgment by a judge. Instead of setting bond or keeping Joseph Bray locked up, Judge John Hurley ordered him to treat his spouse to dinner, a bowling date, and then to undergo marriage counseling. Hurley said, you're going to stop by somewhere and you're going to get some flowers, and then you're going to go home, pick up your wife, get dressed, and take her to Red Lobster. And then after you have Red Lobster, you're going to go bowling. Judge Hurley emphasized he would not have ordered such whimsical conditions for Bray if his domestic violence charge was more serious, or if his wife appeared to be injured or in danger of being harmed. Thanks a lot, Judge Bray, or Judge John Hurley. Now you set a precedence, and now my girlfriend's going to sue me and make me take her out. I was doing just fine before that. Now, our fact of the day. You ever watch those MGM videos and the lion appears in that logo of the MGM? Well, the lion used in the original MGM movie logo killed its trainer and 2 assistants the day after the logo was filmed. Hopefully the owner of Remake TV won't do the same thing to me. Dangerously coming up with her book, like I said, Keep Your Panties Up and Your Skirt Down. And we're going to talk about HIV prevention, AIDS prevention, all here with Dangerous Lee on Entertainment Extra with yours truly, Joe Crawford, on RemixTV.com. Welcome back to Entertainment Extra with yours truly, Joe Crawford, on RemixTV.com. As I mentioned before we went to commercial break, this month is a 12th annual National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Month. And what better person to have with us join in the studio here is a certified HIV prevention specialist, an HIV testing counselor with Wellness Aid Services Incorporated, Dangerous Lee. Dangerous, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. Thanks a lot for coming on the show. Now, Dangerously, we're not going to get into your real name. We'll leave the mystiqueness of it all because I love the mystery of it all. And you got the little mystery look about you, too. Now, Dangerously, how did you come up with that name?
Well, it comes from a combination of things. I'm a really big Michael Jackson fan. His Dangerous CD is my favorite. And Dangerously is a word.
Yeah.
I'm a writer. So it's a play on words, and then my real name is Lei. People think it's Lee because it's spelled L-E-I-G-H.
Oh, okay.
I spell it L-E-I.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm doing a lot of crazy stuff with names.
Hey, that's all right. You know what? There's people who've named their kids Apple, and I won't go into that. Now, Dangerously, you've written a book, and the book title has caught my eye, caught my attention. I want to share with all of Remake TV land out there is Keep Your Panties Up and Your Skirt Down. Now, Dangerously, where did you ever get that name of the title?
It comes from my grandmother. She used to say that to me and my other female cousins when we were growing up as a way to basically say, don't have sex.
Right.
And the book is erotica. but it has an emphasis on HIV education. So, in my opinion, if you're not responsible enough to have safe sex, then you should keep your panties up and your skirt down. If you're a woman, but men, they need to keep the zipper up too.
Yeah, men keep the pecker in the pants, and the women put your panties up and your skirts down. And I love it. And it's 6 erotic tales of safe sex. Now, safe sex, let's get into the seriousness of it all for a minute here. Other than abstinence, which is probably the best there is, but no one on earth is going to do that unless they're like a priest or a monk, but we won't even go into that. But safe sex, how is that described?
Well, there's so many different ways to have safer sex. There's a buffet of ways. So, for instance, to start out, there would be mutual masturbation.
Right.
That's what a lot of people consider to be the safest form next to abstinence, mutual masturbation. I would say, of course, the good condom. You can't go wrong with a condom. Make sure you're getting the right size. You know, and men...
extra large for me.
You need magnums, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like a bullet train, baby. We're going right through. I'm the whitest guy you'll ever meet. I'm like whiter than milk. Trust me, I can't get down with it.
You're small just because you're white, but we won't get into that.
It's not the size of the boat, dangerously. It's the motion of the ocean. Now, come on.
So of course, there's always the condom, and then the thing is, a lot of men say that they can't feel anything with the condom, or they automatically get soft as soon as it goes on. You just have to get the right size, and there's all kind of different kinds. There's like extra sensitive. You got some that tingle, and quite frankly, if you're getting soft because of a condom, you might want to get some medical attention.
Now, there's no made condoms for women too, correct? Just not for the men.
Yep, they got female condoms that go inside, so they're kind of like a diaphragm. And
right.
Then you have the dental dam for oral sex, so that's a barrier between you and the oral fluid. That's a form of safe sex. My goodness, what else? Well, swallow or spit. Don't let it sit. That's actually one that you can use for oral sex if you don't want to use a dental dam or a condom. Swallow or spit. Don't let it sit. Using lube is a good form of risk reduction when you're having anal or vaginal sex because it breaks down on the friction.
Right.
Keeps things nice and wet and juicy, so no condoms are breaking. You're not causing any rips and tears in the anus or the vagina, which can cause, bleeding, which, of course, can cause you to get HIV or another STD. So, there are a buffet of options when it comes to safe sex. It's not always just a condom, even though a condom is going to be your best bet.
Right. Now, is there a lot of people, especially we're talking among African Americans here, that are dying of HIV and AIDS, or is awareness better in 2012 say that the rate is going down?
Well, right now in the United States, I can tell you this, that African Americans have the highest rates. Now, that doesn't mean that nobody else is getting affected, but we have the highest rates. And there's a lot of different reasons for that go into a whole plethora of other topics like, racism, poverty, lack of health care, that kind of thing. But yes, in the United States, African Americans have some of the highest rates. Latinos are second. So it's really a people of color disease right now, as far as who has the highest numbers.
Right.
And people in the LGBTQ community, lesbian, gay, transgender, bi, questioning community, they have high numbers as well. So.
Now, along with you being on Entertainment Extra here with me, Joe Crawford, on Remix TV, of raising awareness, what other types of awareness is being raised for the HIV and AIDS?
There are so many different campaigns. Like if you were just to Google HIV or AIDS, you would see so many different campaigns for. There's a number of them. But you could go to my website, pantiesupskirtdown.com, which is the website for the book.
Yep.
I've highlighted some websites, and now I'm starting something weekly where I'm just highlighting a lot of sexual topics like videos, pictures, fun things, sexy things. Like vagina cupcakes recently was featured at my website.
That's probably the only way I would eat one. I gotta tell you.
Only way the vagina or cupcake.
the cupcake, we'll say. Let's leave it at that. Now, Your website also, along with keepyourpantiesupinyourskirtdown.com, you have dangerously.biz is also your website. Do you happen to have a copy of your book of Keep Your Panties Up in Your Skirt Down that you could show?
I do, but I'd have to get up and get it.
Well, that's okay. You can go up and get it for a second. Okay, go run. We are going to be seeing the book, Keep Your Panties Up in Your Skirt Down. You can see the website with .com after that, or dangerously.biz. There's Dangerously back. And there's the copy of the book, Keep Your Panties Up in Your Skirt Down. You can buy it on the website, or where else can you buy the book there, Dangerously?
They can get it through BarnesandNoble.com, CreateSpace.com, Amazon.com.
Okay, perfect. And in that book, there's 6 erotic tales of safe sex, correct? So would it kind of help out with the couples on having intercourse?
I would think so. It would definitely give them a dialogue that they might want to get into. Like the first story, which you can read for free at PantiesUpSkirtDown.com. It's called The Safe Sex Kit, and it's about a couple who's been together for years, and they've always had unprotected sex. They don't know each other's STD status at all, and it's about how it's a little show and tell, a little sexy show and tell.
All right, awesome. Now, you also had a song written about the book, too, correct?
Yeah, we recorded a song by the same name, Keep Your Panties Up in Your Skirt Down. I should have sent that to you. That would have been funny.
Well, you know what? If you can send it to us via the email, we can insert that into our show. Is that all right?
I love it.
Okay.
You can also get that for free. You can download it for free at the website, too.
Okay, we'll make sure we'll get that done. Now, if someone has HIV, let's go on the other end now. We're trying to protect someone from having HIV and protect someone for having the safe sex and AIDS. What is the world almost over for that person? I don't want to say it is, because it probably isn't. But how can people go to or do stuff if they have HIV or AIDS?
Well, I know at Wellness, if you test positive, you are given the option to speak with a counselor, but it's not required. You have to be able to take your time and absorb the fact that you're HIV positive and react to it however you need to.
But it's not the end of the world, correct?
No, it's not. It's not the end of the world, but what we would help you do is we would help you to get into support groups, find an infectious disease doctor so that you can find out exactly, what strain of HIV you have and how much of HIV is in your system. Find out if you need to be on medication, and then they also help you to through the whole process.
Right.
So yeah, you can live a long life with HIV. It's not just for people like Magic Johnson. Like, for instance, I don't know if you watch The Voice, but there's a guy that's on The Voice that's HIV positive.
Right.
So he's going to be the new face for a while now, because everybody that's doing something with HIV seems to astonish people, because people do still see it as a death sentence, and it's not necessarily a death sentence anymore.
Okay, awesome. Now, is there a cure that's almost coming out into the public, or anything that you can maybe foresee in the near future, anything like that too?
Man, I want to remain optimistic, of course, but they don't even have a cure for the common cold, so but they're working on vaccinations and things like that, with all the AIDS research that they're doing, much like cancer research. And they've actually, over the years, they've had some breakthroughs with different things, but we'll see. But I want people to understand that HIV can be avoided. It's something you never have to get if you take the proper steps to care about your sexual health and have safer sex.
And that can be done. You can look on Dangerously's website, dangerously.biz. I know we joke around about the content of it all, but it is a serious matter, and it is something that needs to be addressed. And Dangerously, what I think you're doing is a great job, because we want to help a lot of these people out there to protect themselves, or for people who actually do have it, that they can still live a normal life, and it's not the end of the world for them.
It's not, and that's a positive thing to put out there. You live with HIV. You live with it.
And Dangerously, I want to thank you very much. You're more than welcome to come on our show anytime.
Cool.
Yeah, and whenever you're in the Toronto area, you're more than welcome to come in the studio. I want to see that. I want to feel that hairdo. I love it. It is stylish. I would say I would go do it myself, but it won't look good on a fly white guy. You know what I'm saying?
You never know. till you try now. Don't put yourself down too bad.
And that's what one of my girlfriends was. She told me one time. But anyways. Dangerously, I want to thank you very much. And I want to thank you all for watching this. We are going to go to our word of the day. And our word of the day, just stay with me for a minute here, Dangerously. Our word of the day is Vadimecum. Vadimecum. You ever hear that before?
What does that mean?
It means a book for ready reference or a manual. Kind of something like your book to give a manual to protect people for HIV and AIDS. So, Vadimecum. All right, Dangerously, thank you very much. And thank you for watching Entertainment Extra with Joe Crawford on RemixTV.com.